Well, hi, this is Ken with Village Green, and today I wanted to talk about 3 ways to improve the coverage in your sprinkler system. So, it's really important in a lawn for it to have good coverage. And ideally, what we want to have is for any particular area, we want at least 2 sprinkler heads spraying into that area, and ideally, we want 3. So, the thing is with sprinkler heads, they don't actually water underneath themselves. Uh, a lot of times, say in this corner over here by the 2 sidewalks, people will say, well, that area is dry, so we need to add a sprinkler head in over there. Well, no, not really, because if we add a sprinkler head in over there, it's going to be spraying all the way out in the middle of the yard. So if we have a dry spot, we need to have a head that is further away, that is covering in that area. So there are several causes to bad coverage. Some of it can be poor layout. For example, this particular sprinkler system, it was installed back probably in the 80s, and during that time, it was very common. You can see these sprinklers are spraying over the top of the sidewalks. That's how this system is designed. That's not ideal. That's not how we design them now, but that's how this one was designed. So it can be poor layout where the sprinkler heads are too far apart. They're trying to cover too much of an area. Another is that we may have poor pressure. Once in a while, that's because as the cities get developed, you lose some pressure. Also, more commonly, if you don't have good pressure, that means that there were too many sprinkler heads installed on that particular zone, and none of them are going to be spraying right. So those are some of the reasons why you're going to have bad coverage. Then the fixes. There are at least 3 fixes that you can do. One of them is to add a sprinkler head. So again, if this corner were not getting covered, what we would want to do is add in another sprinkler head somewhere over in the middle over here that sprays into that corner. So you can add in a head. Another thing that you can do, and we would do this the next 2 if it was bad coverage, is that, or bad pressure, is that we would add in an extra zone, meaning that we would split this zone up and put in a valve and divide up. That's pretty expensive to do. The third is what we've done here, and this system was originally spray heads, which means they sprayed out all at once, and these heads were spaced too far apart. So what we did was we changed the nozzles of those spray heads over to, these are called MP rotator heads. And what that means is these things rotate and they use less gallons per minute, which allows them then to work with a lot less pressure and still function well. So these heads then can spray, like these will spray out 20 feet. The original design called, or the original spray heads would only spray 15. So this is a simpler way, a little bit less expensive way of getting better coverage for your sprinkler system without having to add in a new valve. These cover pretty well. I prefer the spray heads if the system is designed well, but the MP rotators, they do cover reasonably well. And for this particular place, because I'm having to spray all the way across the sidewalks, it was a simple way, without completely redesigning the system, to get a little bit more pressure out of it and get better coverage. So those are the ways that you can increase the coverage on your system. So when it gets hot outside, then you'll have a lot fewer of those hot spots that we'll see. If you like these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and send them on to your friends and family. Ken with Village Green, growing plants, growing people, and growing trust.